Yeah, Cody, it's Goose.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Lippy Country Club Podcast, Episode 7. Thanks for tuning back in if you're here. The 6 of you. 7 of you. Of course, as always, myself, Hunter, Jackson, all here. Boys, how we doing today?
Doing great. Excited to chop it up with you guys. Had a really good weekend. Watched some golf, played some golf, so excited.
Yeah, Cody, it's Goose.
My fault. Goose.
All good. Hey guys, if you're watching right now, we're on the road to 10 subscribers. So if you go down and look below, make sure you hit that subscribe button, all right? But I had a fantastic weekend. Spent it with the family. Spent a lot of time in the pool. It was a good time.
Yeah. Good July 4th weekend. A lot of pool time for myself as well. Good time. Should we just go ahead and hop right into John Deere Classics? We were talking about this before, we went live, but Hunter and I admittedly didn't get to tune in very much, but Jackson was able to watch in. Jackson, what do you got for us on what you saw this weekend with the John Deere?
Yeah, it was an exciting weekend. Obviously, another playoff. So, like 3 weeks in a row.
Oh yeah.
2, 3.
What was before the Rocket Classic?
The Travelers, which was not Keegan won that one.
Oh, never mind. Yeah. It was just another exciting 3 exciting finishes in a row.
You can cut that.
Yeah, but anyway. So yeah, it's a course I really enjoy to watch. It's not the biggest tournament. Just with the Open coming up, I don't know if a lot of guys are already overseas already, but I don't know. It's a course that makes you hit the fairways. The greens are pretty interesting, so putting is tough. So it plays into some different strengths that we don't always see on tour.
I mean, Brian Campbell, big win. An older guy. We were talking about that last podcast. I mean, he's like 32, so not that old, but not one of these guys in their 20s, brought it home.
That's his second win on the year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat out Pot Geeter.
Yeah, or no, Mexico. Open. That's right. Yeah, Mexico.
Yeah, he beat out Pot Geeter in a playoff.
Yeah.
Do y'all know? Guess what his career earnings were before this year? He's been on tour for 10 years.
I'm gonna guess
$21,000.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna go 400,000.
303,000.
That's close.
Oof.
That's wild.
And at the Mexico Open, he won 1.3 million, and today he just won 1.6 million.
Jeez,
that's wild.
So, I feel like 300,000.
Good for Brian Campbell. That's his name, right?
Yeah. At the Mexico Open, I don't know if you all saw, but his wife talked afterwards. I think on the Smiley Show, she was in tears because 300,000 on tour is not that much. So, and I think she's taking care of all the kids, and he's just living out his dream, and he finally got it. So
I think I remember.
Happy for him.
Yeah, I think I remember maybe Bryson talking about on somebody's podcast a while ago, just basically being it is if you're not winning, or getting top 10s, consistently or top 20s consistently, it's it is a lot of these guys are probably losing money because it's not like they are playing for an NFL team who's booking the hotels and booking the flights. They're booking their own flights, they're booking their own hotels. All this is out of their own pocket. They just have to hope they win.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I'm sure sponsors go a long way though.
Yeah.
Not that he has crazy good sponsorships probably, because he'd probably be a bottom of the barrel guy that you sign. But I'm sure some of the guys who have go through those droughts and stuff still have a lot of their stuff covered because they have a NetJets sponsorship, and there's a lot that gets covered, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably.
But they probably will make it out to be super duper hard. But I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're, it's not like they're struggling, but it's like, you probably see all these guys golfing. You're like, oh, they're all millionaires. And it's like, they might be making what we're making just working a 9 to 5 or something like that. But
True.
I think the guys on tour, like if you have your tour card, I think you're doing very well.
Yeah, I would say
if you
even
only
just
make a
like if
few
you're
cuts.
making cuts consistently, even if you're finishing a lot, like if you're doing the Tom Kim where you're making the cut, finishing dead last,
Loaded.
I'm sure he's still doing great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the guys that are like fringe tour players that are struggling a little more.
yeah.
That brings the question of, is Brian Campbell now in the Ryder Cup conversation? 2 wins on the year?
No.
I don't I mean,
I don't think so either.
like, yeah.
It's in the conversation, maybe.
The conversation, but
Where's like points standing wise, like probably not even close.
I haven't even looked really, but he's got to be up there.
My only thing would be just like he hasn't won when it's like the dogs are out,
115 is what, but I don't know if that's updated. That's his like PGA ranking is 115.
Oh, 115. Yeah, I wonder what his like FedEx points are.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Dude, if he gets to, isn't FedEx Cup is like no cut and it's like top so many, right?
Yeah, it's like 30.
30? I think you're right. I think it's around 30.
Like that.
But I'm pretty sure if you go to that, like you're making bank.
I think he's at like 60 total points. Is that but I if I'm looking at the right thing. 60 point something.
This was before the weekend.
Maybe I'm looking at a different ranking.
He's 28th before this weekend.
Gotcha.
He'll probably jump. He'll be up there with like Wyndham, Tony Finau.
I mean, he's in the conversation, but he's out of it. But he's out of the conversation as quick as he's in it.
Yeah. I mean, this page is completely different than this course.
Yeah. Well, anything else? I know we're gonna talk about quickly something that we're gonna start doing. Is we're gonna start keeping track of our of some of our picks here. So, as a reminder, last week, or I guess not last week, but earlier this week, I picked Siwoo Kim to miss the cut, Bud Colley to be top 20, Thor Bjornsson to be top 10, and winner Jake Knapp. I went a whopping 0 for 4, so I'm going to have 0 points. We're going to basically how we're going to do this is we're going to do, if you get your miscut right, you get 0.5 points. If you get a top 20 right, you get 1 point. If you get a top 10 right, you get 2 points. And if you get the winner right, you get 5 points. And we'll keep a little friendly leaderboard between the three of us here. I think Jackson also went 0 for 4.
I had my top 10 got tied for 11th. Tough one out there.
Hey, you should have went top 20, man.
Mm-hmm. But Hunter, I think got him a point, right? Did you got your top 20 right?
Same guy.
Yeah, I got 1 point.
Oh, that's
Mr. Handsome.
Yeah.
Austin Eckroat.
Yeah, the same guy, different outcome.
Different, yeah. So, Hunter, aka Goose, in the lead right now.
Just Goose.
Goose in the lead right now. But anything else in the John Deere Classic, boys, or no?
I got one thing. Did y'all happen to see Thor Bjornsson's caddy? I think I sent it in the group message. His name's Lance Bennett.
Yes.
I missed it.
I was like hardly watching. I just had it on TV. Just playing with Fisher. I look up and this guy's completely on his belly reading the green.
Yeah.
Then he goes
hands and knees. Do you want to make this your vibe check?
What?
I said, do you want to make this one your vibe check?
No, it's not. It doesn't. Because it's not even a question.
Oh. Yeah, it's
yeah.
I mean, I guess if he's right 95% of the time, and he's like one of the best caddies as far as reading greens, and you're doing that,
yeah, then
totally
maybe
acceptable. If he's
on
like
the bag of Tiger at one point, Lance Bennett was.
If he's caddy average, tour caddy average, if you will, and still doing that, That's a tough look.
What's worse, aim point or getting on all fours? Reading the green.
All fours. 2 points bad though.
I don't know. I think
Aim point, at least you're not exposing yourself.
looking like a dog out there.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, yeah. Let's that it was a fun tourney. I mean, some really really close scoring. Excited to head overseas now and see some
So excited.
see some play over there. Those courses obviously always play so different than everything over here in the United States. So it should be fun.
Last night I fell asleep to North Barwick, the course they're playing next week. One of the coolest. North Berwick, sorry, pronounced it wrong.
Just like watching around at it.
What?
Yeah.
We're playing it next week?
Scottish Open.
Oh.
PJ Tour is
I
going.
thought you were talking about us.
We're
I was like, North Berwick is not one of the courses in Lexington, Kentucky that we're playing.
I get so excited for like Scottish golf, but then I realize it's on at like 4 a.m.
yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to be able to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, boys, I think it's time to head into our vibe checks for the week. I'm gonna start us here with our vibe check only because I think that I'm gonna guess that you guys are gonna be both fades on this, but it's something that has come up recently within the past like month or so. But what's our vibe check on shaming someone on their distances in terms of their club usage? So I've got a couple buddies that can absolutely bomb the ball. And like I've played in a few scrambles with like those types of groups, and they're like, oh, what's your distance? It's like, oh, I don't know, whatever. It's like 120 or something like that. It's like, 120, I might pull like a 9 or an 8 iron because I just don't. I hit my irons super high. I don't end up driving them very far. And then like I've got like a buddy that's like I'm hitting my pitching wedge. I'm hitting my 60 degree. Like you're hitting. I'm like, hey, I'm like, if we're all getting it on the green here, like we don't need to. Like we're in a scramble. We're in this together. Like we don't need to be shaming each other. But maybe even like if you're playing with somebody, what's our vibe check on shaming someone if they can't hit it as far as you? Like, oh, I can hit my pitching wedge this far, or versus somebody's pulling their 8 iron out or something like that.
A big fade, as you know, I'm always for the little guy out there. But no, I mean, so clubs nowadays are like, I mean, what's a 7 iron anyway? Like it could be. It can be from like 29 to 38 degrees. So like it's all relative, but no, I mean, yeah, whatever you got, like just play whatever's comfortable. I think like there's guys out there that like if it's like a 170 or 3, everyone's pulling 7 and they feel pressure to pull a 7, like I don't think you should. I think you should pull a 6 or a 5, like whatever gets you there.
170 might be the hybrid for me.
And that's fine.
I don't know what to say here. I'm gonna say a baby fade for this. Okay, so for 2 things, right? If I was a better golfer, if I was, let's say, 12 handicap, 15 handicap, yeah, I'd probably do it all the time. Being a 26 handicap, I have no business chirping somebody else because of their club selection, because they may hit a club that's, I may get a 7 iron there, but I'm 30 yards off the green, but it's there, right? Mm-hmm. Like I got it there, and they may hit a 4 iron, but they're 10 feet away, so I really don't have room to talk. But I do think it's a fun conversation if it's lighthearted.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't really have like room to talk, so
it's one of those things where it's like
really,
I feel like the guys that can hit the ball far, it's just like their first thing that they go to. Like you hit one, and like even if you hit it good, it's like, oh, what'd you hit there? A 7 iron? And you're like, yeah, I did. I did. And guess what? It was a good shot. So I don't care.
But you know what you should do is play the like, oh, I'm just hitting, like I would hit a 7-iron, but instead I'm just going to hit a cut
smooth
5-iron in here.
Yeah.
Just because everything you hit the
smooth
cut.
5.
Yeah.
Like Colin Morikawa taking a 2 clubs up and cutting the ball
That's funny.
instead of going right at
Yeah,
it.
you could do that.
Act like I'm adding some finesse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
I will say though, hitting the ball far and hard is about the only thing I have to stand on. So,
well, yeah, that's my vibe check. I appreciate it, boys. You made me feel better.
I can go. My vibe check is, let's say it's like a slow course, asking someone to play with you.
someone random.
So, like for example, the course is backed up. It's a Saturday, Sunday. You know, it's gonna be a long round. You're gonna be waiting for a lot of shots, or maybe playing yourself, or maybe there's like a single behind you. I feel like the etiquette, at least probably 10 years ago, would be to ask the single to play with you. Like now, the etiquette's changing after the COVID golfer. Like, I don't know if that's necessarily the move anymore.
Yeah, my initial thought was if it's 2 singles and like one of whoever's in front's like, hey, you want to jump in with me? I'm a fade on that, because I'm like, if you're out there single, I feel like you probably like you did that on purpose, like you just want to play with yourself.
Yeah.
But if it's like a group of 2 that's asking a guy to be their third, or a group of 3 that's like, oh, do you want to hop in and be our fourth? Then I think that's like a fair play to just be like, I mean, it's still a little bit, because it's like, then it's like you don't get in this awkward thing where it's like, oh, I just like 2 people, and it's like, oh, I just don't want to play with you, where it's like, oh, I already have a group, like we're just seeing if you want to join this group. Then I feel like it's a little less weird. So like I think it's a fade if it's a solo asking a solo, but I'm fine with it. I'll draw it if it's a group asking a solo.
I really don't have an answer there. I would say fade, in the sense of if I go out solo, that's because I want to play solo, and I'm not really in the mood for small talk with a rando.
And it's tough because it's like you don't know how good those guys are, how bad those guys are, and so it's like then you get this weird thing of like, oh sure, I'll play with you guys, and then if I end up just starting like playing really bad, then I'm gonna like feel like I have to speed my game up, and I'm be like, oh, I'm so sorry, like sorry you guys are waiting on me, like sorry I just delved 3 in a row, or whatever it is, and then they might be like, oh, go ahead and like, oh, we'll give you that putt, and you're like, no, I don't want you to give me that putt. Like I'm trying to see what my actual score is today. It's like they start giving you these like, 6-footers or something like that because they just want you to speed up. So maybe a general fade. I don't know, but I could see where it plays every now and again.
So if you get asked to play, like say there's a single in front of you, he's like already waiting on the tee box and you're behind him. He's like, hey, you want to jump in with me?
I think
you have the gonads to say no.
I would say no. Yeah, I have before. I've been like, oh, like I appreciate it, but like I'm just like I'm chilling. Like I'm in no like I typically just say like I'm in no rush. I'm out here to just like be outside, like have a good time, type of thing.
Or you play the old like I didn't hear you say. You could say like, oh, you want me to play through?
Yeah, I can't say no. Like. If anyone asks me, I just do it. I don't know why. I think that's how I was raised. Like my dad was always that guy who like if there was a solo coming up behind us and it was slow, he'd ask him to play. But like so today, for example, there's this guy. I was about to tee off at that 9-hole, really slow course, packed on a Sunday, and right before I tee off, he's like, hey, you by yourself? I was like, yeah. He's like, you want to play? You don't care if I jump in? I'm like, sure, man. Let's do it. This dude rocking a camo visor, long baggy cargos. Just I was like, oh man, what am I getting into? He struggles on the first tee. Barely gets off. Ball doesn't really come off the ground till the next hole. But then pulls out this wooden 7-iron. He starts using birdies this par 3. And I finally start talking to him. His name was Roger. He was retired from the Army band. I don't really know what that means. I think he played a few instruments. But he said he just has a membership. I think it just the city courses around Bowling Green and just goes. I think he was like, after our round, he just went back out and played a random hole and started playing again. Oh, dude, it was a fun round. I'm glad I did it. But especially at a muni course like that, you never know what you're going to get. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Good old Raj.
He had an M4 driver, and like the rest of his bag was like the oldest clubs I've ever seen.
That's hilarious.
All right, so my draw or fade is again a scenario. So I'll set the stage. It is a little bit busy. You're up to putt. You're away. You putt. It's a lag putt. You get it. Let's say 3.5 ish feet. Which I would say most times in that scenario, you'd say someone else in the group would say that's good. But you're playing with people that don't say anything at all. And then because you're in someone else's line now, you feel obligated to finish really quick. So you don't line up your putt and then you miss it. But it's like, it's not a slider. It's like a straight on putt that you just lip.
This is a really common dilemma that happens to me. And I give kudos to Cody, because Cody's the best person I've ever played with at marking his ball during those things. Like if no one gives him the putt, he'll mark it right there and get out of the way. If it's like a 3-footer, I always just like tap it. Again, if I'm on someone's line, I'm like straddling it. No one says it's good. That is the worst.
Yeah,
go ahead. Sorry.
Maybe people view me as like, this guy's annoying. Like, why doesn't he just put it in? But I'm like, if you're not gonna give me it, like, I might miss this, so I'm gonna mark it, and you can like, I'll be like, you want me to the left? You want me to the left? You want me to the right? Like, where you want me? I'll be like, and then you can try to hit yours in, and then once I can put my ball back down, then I'm gonna line this bad boy up, because if you're not gonna give me it, like, then I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure I make it.
I'll be honest, though, when I'm playing like a casual round of golf, I don't carry a marker in my pocket. I don't know if that's like a dumb thing to do, but it's like usually I'm not in somebody's line. I just pick up really quick. I just kind of clean the ball off and then place it right back down where it was.
Yeah, I was that way too. I like never carried a marker, but now that like I'm in that league and stuff like that, I've just been like, I found more often than not, I'm like, I should just always have a marker, like have a mark on me. And then when I bought my hat, like it came with a marker, so it's like, or bought like my most recent hat that I wear all the time, golfing. So, yeah, I've just been trying to get in the habit of like, just marking it a lot. And
so you guys are saying fade in the sense of mark it, don't putt without lining up that kind of thing.
Personally, I'd fade it. I'd mark it. I'd mark it and take your time.
You can't scoop it. It's a really hard one. It's for sure a fade for the people not giving you a 3-footer.
Yeah.
Unless you guys are like playing for money or like a match or something.
No, this happened this weekend. It was hole 1 I played with my dad and brother-in-law. Which my dad's used to play a ton of golf, not a ton, but a fair amount, but has like stopped recently and just kind of plays whenever we're in town. And then my brother-in-law, he's in the medical field, so he doesn't have like a ton of time to like play, but he's very familiar with the game. But it was just like an odd situation because nobody was like, yeah, that's good. And I was like, well, I'm in my brother-in-law's line, so I feel obligated to finish this. And I pushed it and missed a 3-footer. And I was like, I know that's good if I try. So I was like, do I give myself the make? It was it was a lose situation, really.
Yeah.
Unless I just hole it and get lucky. So, anyways.
Yeah, that's the worst. It's hard because you can't scoop that.
Yeah, you look like it's like people will be like, I want to see that. It's like, again, we weren't playing for anything other than just like to be together and play, but yeah, it was tough.
Yeah. I feel like that probably, it happens pretty often. I mean, even like there's times where I feel like I've been in the league and people will be like, oh, you just want to finish that real quick. And I'll be like, oh no, go. Like they'll like tell me like almost like, hey, you're in my line. Do you just want to finish that? And I'm like, if you're not going to give it to me, then no, you can go ahead. Like, I'm like, I literally be like, no, like, I'm like, oh no, I'm going to like, tell me where to mark it. Like,
yeah, but that's the etiquette if you're going to just tap it in. But if it's like, you could miss it and like, no, I'd mark it too, because that's how you miss putts, is just tapping it real quick.
Yeah, I guess I should only tap if it's like less than a foot and I'm not in someone's line.
One of my biggest pet peeves, it's like really similar to this, is when you like lag a putt up next to the hole. It's like a pretty far, so you have to like walk it in, and the next guy up starts like putting. You're like can't even tap it. You're like, I don't know what to do.
Oh, like before, like you have an easy, you have an easy
scoop your ball. I really think you like if somebody else is like preparing and you're in gimme range, you just scoop it.
Yeah,
but that may be the wrong thing to do. I don't know. But again, if it's for money too, you can't do that. But yeah, that's a tricky situation too.
I feel like that only happens with like a very newbie golfer, though. That doesn't happen with very many people.
Mm-hmm. I found, not to add a random count or whatever, but I found that I think that at times, so I've noticed that I think I confuse people when I'm putting sometimes, because like I'll put my mark down, and then if other people are like around me, but like they're further back and they're putting, I'll be like, getting like trying to like get my line, like moving my ball around, like trying to use my I use the line on the ball to help get me lined up, and people like wouldn't see me doing that, and they're like, oh, are you going? I'm like, no, I'm just trying to speed this up to where I have my line to where after you putt, then I can just pick my mark up and go. But like, I don't know if that's maybe that's like not a common thing. Like maybe people are like, they want me to not find my line until they putt because I'm in front of them. But I'm like, I feel like I'm trying to speed things up a little bit, where it's like I'm finding my line. So once you hit yours, then I'm ready to hit mine. I don't know.
If there's no chance that you're gonna like close to your ball, then I think that's the play. That's how you pick up pace.
Yeah,
I'm all for that.
As long, I think it goes, but if you're doing practice strokes now, that's when it even if you're behind your ball doing practice strokes, because that to me signals like he's about to go.
Well, one thing about me is I'm team no practice putt strokes. I line up and rip that thing. That there was that video that came out, or that thing that came out a while ago that said data shows that you make more putts by not doing practice putts. And ever since then, I stand over the ball and I visualize and I hit it.
I do that I'll do like practice behind it, but I don't do it next to it unless I'm like just trying to lag putt it for speed. Excited for Our guys.
Yes. So a little bit of a new segment here. Maybe not a new segment, just something new that we're going to do today. Not jumping into a draft, but we are going to do an Our Guys segment. So each of us are going to pick 5, right? We said 5. We're going to pick 5 guys that are just 5 PGA golfers that are just our guys, right? Just guys that we're gonna we're gonna live and die by, no matter what happens. We already know one of the guys that's gonna be on Jackson's list. We probably already know one of the guys that's gonna be on my list. So yeah, we're just gonna hop into that. We'll rip it, and have some fun with this. Does anyone want to go first for your guys?
I'll go. Yeah, I'll take. You guys probably know my guys. Jordan Spieth is our first guy. Is probably like our main guy. He's for sure my main guy.
Yeah. Shocker.
A little backstory. So I was at the 2015 Masters that he like had a coming out at. He was like, he just graduated from Texas, and a lot of people knew he was going to be good, but didn't expect him to be good that fast. I think he shot like one of the hot rounds on Thursday or Friday, but he was in the mix and lost to Bubba by a couple strokes. But I got to follow him his rookie year, so that's the majority why I like Jordan Spieth so much. I just also like his personality. He's a little bit of a prankster like myself. Just a guy's guy. So
the ultimate glaze.
Hunter, who's your first guy?
Yeah, honestly, I wasn't thinking about. Well, we had mentioned in the group text about like Liv, and I wasn't going to go this route, but I'm going to, because anytime he's in something, I'm pulling for him. But I will not watch Live events, so that goes to show you how much I actually care. But I'm sure Jackson knows who this would be. It's Bryson DeChambeau. Is my guy.
Okay.
I just really like him. I know that he's had a couple years or more where he wasn't super likable. But I think everybody deserves a second chance, and I think, with he's done a lot as a person to change. Obviously on camera, I don't know him off camera, but he seems like a good guy. But I enjoy watching him play and like think through the game. Like his YouTube is like super fun to me to like watch, because he's like a billion miles ahead of me. But to be able to think through things where he's talking about 9 o'clock or a 9:30 shot, or it's interesting to me that he has that much control. So, anyways,
yeah,
he'd be my guy.
You say to the people that, hey, it's not Bryson, it's his PR team doing all this.
Then they got me. Who cares? I mean, I do think though you can like just tell like the way he interacts with humans now, it's much different. And even if it is his PR team, like he hired a great PR team, so good for him.
So my first guy, I think we all know, just, Hideki. I'm just a big Hideki guy. I honestly don't really know, like, I don't know what, like, I couldn't sit here and say like it's because of this, it's because of that, other than just I feel like every time I just enjoy watching him. I think we've talked about it before. It just seems like he's always in the mix. Like, I think it was like this year that it was like his first miscut. Did he miss them? Was it the Masters or something? I don't know. I feel like there was some
major.
Yeah, there was some, like he had
US Open. I think he missed Oakmont.
Yeah. And but it was like his first miscut and like major miscut in like a while. Like he had a ton of consecutive making the cut. So he just seems like a guy that's just always in the mix. He's like not like, he's just kind of reserved and like like goes out there and does his thing and does his business. But then there was, and it might have been Oakmont too. There wasn't that, like, which made me like him even more. There was that clip of him where he was just like ripping balls on the driving range. I don't know if you guys saw, like, it looked like he was swinging like he was Bryson. I was like, that's like, he was just mad, just like ripping balls for like as hard as he could. And I was like, I like him even more now.
I don't know if he's like trying to be funny. Maybe that's probably the allure of it, because like whenever he just like one hands a shot and you're like, oh, he shanked that, and then it's like 5 feet from the hole.
Yeah, he's one of the kings of that, where it's like he hates it and then it's just planted right next to the hole.
Okay, then I probably can't go in order after this. It's kind of just a hodgepodge from here. I'm gonna go JT Poston. Kind of a recent favorite. I just really started to like him this year. I'm playing his best golf right now, but I don't know, just another guy that it's like his game more than anything, which is why I like him, I think. But he does have a pretty good personality.
Yeah.
I'm going with Justin Thomas. I've been a fan of his, but this year I feel like I enjoyed watching him more. He won RBC Heritage and a couple other things, but he's fiery. I think that's why I like him. He's just lets it all out, but he's also what did he hold out? I think too at I think it was 18 at Waste Management, something like that. He hold out from a decent range, but I don't know. I like watching him, and he's pretty fiery, and that's usually like a good recipe of like guys that are entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
In Kentucky.
Yep.
Yeah, my next one, probably a boring one. Anyone that, you know, likes golf and would hop on a mic would probably pick this guy, but I'm gonna do it. Gotta go with Scotty. Like, he's just I feel like he's like the perfect combo of, like, he seems like he's a really good golfer. Obviously, like maybe the best that's going right now. But he also just seems like if I were to like see him on a course, he would be like, he wouldn't like, he doesn't seem like he'd be like, maybe I'm wrong on this, but like Rory seems like the kind of guy who'd be like, please don't talk to me. Whereas like Scotty'd be like, hey, you want to play with us? Like, I don't know. He just gives off those vibes of like, you know, it's maybe because like he talks about playing with his buddies and that kind of stuff. And, you know, and so he just seems like a down to earth guy, but like has that fire, and like gets mad when he doesn't do what he feels is up to his standard. So, gotta go Scotty.
So aren't you a Scotty hater?
Am I?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
I had the wrong sources, I guess. I feel like I thought you were. I feel like every time we bring up
no, I like Scotty a lot.
Season last year.
No, all I said was no. It's nothing towards Scotty. It's just I happen to be of the belief that if Live never happened and we still had, you know, all these like really good golfers still on tour, like part of me wonders, like, does Scotty have the same year that he does with, like, my point was, like, obviously like Bryson's one of my guys. I really like Scotty. I was considering picking him as well, but I was like, it feels mainstream. So, but good for you, Cody. But like, if you looked at like Bryson's major finishes last year, I mean, other than the Open, I mean, he played out of his mind in 3 majors. Mm-hmm. And it just makes me wonder, you know, and maybe it's not just Bryson, but maybe there's somebody, you know, it's just like John Rahm has a random hot day, you know, that maybe that beats Scotty that day. Maybe it doesn't. I have no idea. But my point is just like, like, yes, Scotty had one of the most dominant years of all time, but half of the best golfers in the world are playing on another tour. And that's kind of my thing.
I wouldn't say half. It's probably like,
You get what I'm saying, though.
yeah, there's some, but
A lot of the guys that would be potentially up in that top mix.
Yes.
Are playing.
All it takes is a random hot day from somebody that you're not expecting, and they beat Scotty that day. I'm not saying that always happens, but maybe one day Terrell Hatton gives Scotty a run for his money. Who knows? Maybe one day Phil has a hot day, and you just never know that. And that's kind of a tangent for another day, but I hate that Liv is like taken away from Pete, and obviously Liv has got its own thing. I get it. But I do think it takes away from some of the validity of like the events like that people win on the PGA Tour, because it's some of the best golfers in the world aren't playing that day, you know? To me, that means something.
That's fair.
Yeah.
my third guy, I go with Russell Henley. Another new recent fan of Russell Henley. Again, really mostly like his game. I feel like he just doesn't really make mistakes. He doesn't hit the ball very far. I'm trying to chase his average ball speed, 164, I believe, which is pretty, I think, one of the lowest on tours, but he's still one of the top players in the world. Just like to see him get around these tracks.
One of my guys is more recent as well because of last season of Full Swing, Sahith Theegala. I really liked the piece they did with him, and like he's just always been looking for that like breakout season. I don't think he's still really had it, but yeah, I really like it. Like in the thing he did calling his own penalty when nobody else saw it or thought it was one, and you could still go back and watch it and you don't really see it, but I don't know. I really liked watching him play, and I just catch myself rooting for him, so he's one of my guys.
Heading over to his where he plays well. I feel like he's a links guy.
Yeah.
I think he was in the mix in the Scottish last year, but hopefully he can do something.
Yeah.
Up next for my guy, I'm gonna go Batia. I don't know what it is, just like Batia. Maybe it's, it's like, when Mike Vick, pop, you're like, whoa, lefty's out here, kind of, it's like he's not that he's as good as Phil Mickelson, but he's like, I feel like he's the, the lone, like, pretty good, like, lefty that you see, consistently in the mix right now on the PGA. He's a broomstick guy, used to be a big belly putter guy back in the day when they let you.
I was going to ask you about that. How do you feel about the broomstick?
I used to when they let you put that thing in your chest. I used to back in the day. That's what I used. I was a belly putter guy. Now I'm not as. I mean, I don't understand using the belly putter as much now. If you can't, like, I don't know, what do they call it?
Anchor.
Yeah, when you can't anchor it,
yeah.
I don't necessarily know that I agree that it helps that much. But
was it the players? Everyone was accusing him of anchoring.
Yeah.
He
wasn't, I don't think.
Sure, you were there.
But yeah. I like Batia. I feel like he always like is pretty nasty around the greens. Like I feel like he's always putting them close or chipping in some fun ones around the green. So I'm a Batia guy. Got some good flow. Big, tall, lanky guy.
He's got the slingy cuts like you, Cody.
Yeah.
I think if you had like a player comparison, it'd probably be Batia.
I'll take that. I'll take that all day.
All right, number 4.
Yeah.
This is where it's gonna get hard because I've had 10 on my list. 2 have been taken, so I'm gonna take some other guys.
Wait, who was taken?
Sahith and JT.
Oh, both mine. Hey.
Yeah, again, they were fringe. I don't know if they would have made my top 5. Okay, I know for sure I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to go Xander. Big Xander guy.
Mm-hmm.
Always have. I've been a Xander guy for a long time. Probably the past like four years. We had, we have the same putter. We use the same one. Probably different years, but
I thought he had a red Spider.
so it's an Odyssey 7.
Am I wrong? I thought he was playing a Spider.
Callaway guy.
Oh, my bad. Why did I think he was
But-
playing a Spider?
And then just like the Ryder Cup, where he just like had the cig in his or the cigar in his mouth the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I feel like his biggest knock was guys were like he just doesn't have any personality. But then he went on Bob Does Sports and he played the foreplay guys maybe. And I feel like his personality is really coming out and just another guy's guy.
We talked about him last week or last episode. But I just enjoy watching him play. His swing is sweet. Jake Knapp, just a sick swing. If I could steal a swing, it'd probably be his. So
yeah. My fourth. I feel like if you're gonna get a couple of your guys, need to dip over to Europe, and grab one. I'm gonna go Oberg, big Oberg guy. I think he's going to be an absolute force as the years progress. I think 2023 was when he turned pro. Only 2 career wins and 3 top 10s this year so far. I think 1 win this year, right? But yeah, I don't know. I like Oberg. I think he's going to be really, really good. He's just fun to watch. Yeah.
he's a robot.
Yeah.
He's a big no practice swing guy too. He plays so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know how people just like have no setup at all. They just like line up, swing. That's crazy to me.
Sometimes it feels rushed watching him. I'm like, bro, slow down.
I think
what tournament was it? He was one. He was like, was it the Masters? Was it the Masters when he was going head to head with Scotty? I don't remember. There was one tournament earlier this year where it was like, or no, maybe it was the one he won. What did he win? Pebble? Or am I crazy?
No, it was Torrey Pines.
Yeah.
Forgot the
I
name
was
of
like,
it.
dude, you are in the mix. Slow your roll. But
yeah, maybe that's why because I'm sometimes when I'm out there golfing and things that aren't going my way, sometimes I'll just be like, I'm not practice swinging. I'm not going to think. I'm just going to line up and rip this thing. So maybe I like it because of that.
Yeah.
My last pick, I thought one of you guys would take him. I'm buying stock in him early. He's pretty popular up and comer, but yeah, Luke Clanton.
Yeah.
And he just played at our club here, so I just got to watch him on ESPN. I feel like watching a pro play course he just played is like one of the coolest things. And also he's probably the crispiest club twirler on tour right now.
I'm never posting that video, man.
Come on.
Dude, the quality on that video is garbage.
That was from my TV.
Yeah, I figured.
But no,
that is a good video.
He's nasty. I think he was up there. He was in the mix this weekend. I don't know how he'll play overseas, but I think he's going to be a riser next year.
Yeah. I really like him. I don't want to rush putting him in my top 5 though, I want to see guys kind of earn their stripes, or just because the other thing too is like inevitably like we'll see like more of them as time goes on, and I'll be able to determine better. But I mean, like I saw him like in a good. Did you watch him in like the good videos?
Yeah, it's been a while. It was before I was a fan.
Yeah, that was like I want to say in like the winter, maybe January, February, or even December. Maybe he was in a couple good videos. I mean, he's super cool, but I just don't want to rush it. Last guy. Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to call McLean to be on the Ryder Cup team, by the way, too.
Wow. That would be a shocker.
No, there's no way.
He did it with Oberg when no one knew who he was.
That's totally different, though. I think they didn't have anybody else.
I don't know.
All right.
Well. There was like one guy that I have to look up who was left out, but there was like a guy that was really surprising.
I was gonna go one of two. I don't know. I still don't even know what I would say here. I tell you what. I'm just gonna roll with it. Jason Day.
Yeah.
I was between him and Min Woo Lee. I really like Min Woo Lee a lot too. Both Australian, but Jason Day is just freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
The Malbon. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. The his brand or whatever.
Oh yeah.
His fits are both hilarious and swaggy.
Yeah.
Like he had that one day he was wearing like all gray sweats. It's like at a lesser tournament that's kind of tough, but I don't remember where it was. Maybe I don't know, it was early in the year, but I was like, yeah, maybe not. But
I feel like they've gotten cooler.
Yeah,
they have. But yeah, I really like him. His game, I don't know. Like it doesn't like wow me, but I do enjoy watching him still.
He's old too, right?
It's
hard to leave Minwoo off that list because he was on it until I decided I was going to go Bryson. So it's hard to leave him off, but
yeah, I'm between two here, and I really don't know who I want to go for my last one. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Max Homa. Again,
big Cobra guy.
Again, I just think he seems like a guy's guy. Just seems like he'd be fun to hang out with. Down to earth. Also, like clearly, like doesn't like has had a ton of success in his career, but like I feel like isn't in this like still wants it bad. Like he was carrying his bag. What was that 2 or 3 weeks ago? Trying to fight his way, up the rankings into where he needs to get to be able to play. What was that that for Oakmont? Was that
yeah? I
right?
think he did.
Like, but that's right. He was playing in that tournament to be able to play in Oakmont, right? If I'm remembering that.
The qualifier.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that was cool. Like, a guy of his caliber that's won, plenty of stuff, plenty of accolades. Like, could have just been like, whatever, I don't need to do this, but clearly he wants it, and I think that's cool. Yeah, my honorable mention. I really wanted Hovland, but that's who I was between. I was between Hovland and Homa, but went Homa.
I thought you'd have both of them on your list. Kind of surprised.
Yeah, I mean, I probably didn't have to go Scotty. That was a mainstream pick. And I could have went Hovland. But
I feel like we each got like a top 5 guy.
Yeah.
Like Xander, Scotty, Bryson.
Yeah.
Are you saying Bryson's top 5?
Yeah, probably. I don't know where he's at. Where is he right now? Probably, he's not playing.
I mean, he's going to be on the Ryder Cup team. If he's not, I will rebel.
Might not make it on points.
He'll get picked.
Yeah, he'll get picked for sure.
You can't leave him off.
He'll get picked, especially at Bethpage.
He'll get picked. Yeah,
it's like his course.
Thanks for watching episode 7. Again, as always, like, subscribe, share, and stay lippy.